डॉक्टर हरि सिंह गौर विश्वविद्यालय के स्वर्ण जयंती सभागार में आज की सुबह आदि शंकराचार्य के अद्वैत दर्शन पर केंद्रित 3 दिवसीय वैश्विक वैचारिक समागम की दूसरे दिन की पहली सभा में आप सबका हम हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। आदरणीय देवी सज्जनों, जैसा कि आप सबको विदित है, आज का सत्र शांकर वेदांत का समकालीन आध्यात्मिक विमर्श में संचरण, और इस सत्र की अध्यक्षता के लिए हमारे बीच स्वामी अद्वैयानंद सरस्वती जी मौजूद हैं। इस सत्र के प्रमुख वक्ताओं में स्वामिनी विद्यानंद सरस्वती, स्वामी हरि ब्रह्मेंद्रानंद तीर्थ और स्वामी शुद्धिदानंद हमारे बीच रहेंगे। बाद के 2 तकनीकी सत्र क्रमशः लोक और जनजाति परंपरा में शांकर वेदांत की मीमांसा और आधुनिक विज्ञान तथा शांकर वेदांत के मध्य अंतर संवाद पर केंद्रित है। क्रमशः इन सत्रों में स्वामी मुक्तानंदपुरी जी, बतौर वक्ता डॉक्टर कपिल तिवारी और श्री मनोज श्रीवास्तव, स्वामी आत्मप्रियानंद जी, डॉक्टर गुलाब कोठारी, प्रोफेसर शिशिर रॉय और डॉक्टर अलेक्स हैंकी हमारे बीच होंगे। कल लगभग इसी वक्त हम लोग शुभारंभ सत्र में एक ऐसी अलग सी वैचारिक चेतना के आसपास अपने आप को संपर्क पा रहे थे और शंकराचार्य को एक नई निगाह से देखने का एक नया आकाश खुल रहा था। सुबह से लेकर शाम तक सुधा रघुरमन के आदि शंकराचार्य के सांगीतिक पदों तक एक ऐसी दिव्य चेतना से मंडित हमारा परिवेश था जिसमें हम अद्वैत वेदांत दर्शन की शताब्दियों पुरानी स्थापना को अपने समय में नई तरह से देखने महसूसने का उपक्रम कर रहे थे। हमें इस बात की हार्दिक प्रसन्नता है कि हमारे आमंत्रण पर देश विदेश में दर्शन, धर्म, अध्यात्म, संस्कृति और शिक्षा जैसे विषयों को अलग अलग तरह से देखने समझने की अपनी निगाहों के साथ अपने समय से साझा करती मनीषा के प्रतीक बनकर हमारे बीच तमाम विद्वान यहाँ पर पधारे हैं। हम उनकी इस उपस्थिति का, उनकी आमद का हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। जैसे कि हमारी परंपरा रही है पिछले दिनों से, हम स्तुति वाचन से, स्तुतिगान से, अभ्यर्थना से आज के सत्र की शुरुआत करेंगे। हमारे बीच आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग यानी श्री श्री रविशंकर आश्रम बेंगलुरु के बटुक उपस्थित हैं। हम उनसे निवेदन करते हुए आएँ और स्तुतिगान करें और उसके बाद हमारा वैचारिक सत्र शुरू होगा।
समध्वर स्वस्ति न आवहन्तो अश्वावतेर्गोमतेर्न उषासो वीरवतेः सदमुच्चन्तु भद्राः घृतन्दुहाना विश्वतः प्रपेना योऽयं पाद स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः यो माग्ने भागिनगुं सन्तमथा भागं जिगीर्षते अभागमग्ने तं कुरु मामग्ने भागिनं कुरु ॐ शान्तिः 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 न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नागन्निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते तद्यतयो विशन्ति वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थाः सन्न्यासयोगाद्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ते सर्वे दक्रं विपापं परमेश्वभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमद्य सद्गस्थम् तत्रापि दक्रं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यो वेदादौ स्वरप्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीलस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः
श्रुति कहती है कि एकमेवाक्षरं यस्तु गुरु शिष्यं प्रबोधयेत् पृथिव्यां नास्ति तद्द्रव्यं यद् दत्त्वा चान्द्रणी भवेत्। यदि गुरु एक अक्षर का ज्ञान भी शिष्य को दे दे तो इस पृथ्वी पर ऐसा कोई द्रव्य नहीं, ऐसी कोई वस्तु नहीं है जिसे शिष्य अपने गुरु को देकर ऋण मुक्त हो जाए। ये सच है कि सच्चे कर्मयोगी कभी भी अपनी साधना के दिन नहीं गिनते हैं, लेकिन समाज के पास, समय के पास उनके सत्कर्मों का लेखा जोखा जरूर होता है। और एक दिन आता है जब उनके महान अवदान के प्रति हम एकांतिक कृतज्ञता से भर उठते हैं। दरअसल ये 3 दिवसीय वैश्विक संगोष्ठी भी आदि शंकराचार्य के अवदान के प्रति हम सबकी विनम्र प्रणति है, समवेत प्रणाम है। आइए प्रणाम करें आदि शंकराचार्य की स्मृति को। हमारे तमाम चारों वक्ताओं से स्वामी अद्वैयानंद सरस्वती जी, स्वामिनी विद्यानंद सरस्वती जी, स्वामी हरि ब्रह्मेंद्रानंद तीर्थ जी और स्वामी शुद्धिदानंद जी से निवेदन है, कृपया मंच पर पधारें और मंच की दहरी पर रखे मंगल दीप को प्रज्वलित करें। आदि शंकराचार्य के चित्र पर पुष्पांजलि कर आज के इस अनुष्ठान का विधिवत शुभारंभ करें। मंच पर पधार रहे हैं स्वामी अद्वैयानंद सरस्वती जी, स्वामिनी विद्यानंद सरस्वती, स्वामी हरि ब्रह्मेंद्रानंद तीर्थ और स्वामी शुद्धिदानंद। माननीय कुलपति महोदय डॉक्टर आर.पी. तिवारी से भी हमारा निवेदन है, वे भी कृपया इस अनुष्ठान में शामिल हों। दीपदान और उसी के साथ आदि शंकराचार्य के चित्र पर पुष्पांजलि से हम आज के इस सत्र का शुभारंभ कर रहे हैं। डॉक्टर हरि सी गौर, जिनके इस स्मारक में हम सब आदि शंकराचार्य का स्मरण कर रहे हैं, महान शिक्षाविद, गुरु ते आवत ज्ञान और नासत सकल विकार, जथा निलय गत दीप ते मिटत सकल अंधियार। अंधकार से प्रकाश की ओर जाने की हमारी सनातन अभीप्सा, हमारी इच्छा, और इसी कामना के साथ दीपदान, दीप प्रज्वलन और आदि शंकराचार्य और डॉक्टर हरि सी गौर की चित्रपल मूर्ति पर पुष्पांजलि के साथ, उनके सुमिरन के साथ हम आज के सत्र की शुरुआत कर रहे हैं। एक बार फिर आपको याद दिला दें, आज का ये पहला सत्र शांकर वेदांत का समकालीन आध्यात्मिक विमर्श में संचरण। हमारा दूसरा तकनीकी सत्र होगा लोक और जनजाति परंपरा में शांकर वेदांत की मीमांसा, और हमारा तीसरा सत्र होगा आधुनिक विज्ञान और शांकर वेदांत के मध्य अंतर संवाद पर। शाम की सभा हमारी ओडिसी नृत्य पर एकाग्र होगी और ओडिसी के महान गुरु पंडित केलुचरण महापात्र की शिष्या सुश्री सुजाता महापात्र आचार्य शंकर के स्तोत्रों का ओडिसी शैली में यहाँ पर रूपांकन करेंगी, प्रदर्शन करेंगी। और अब कुलपति डॉक्टर आर.पी. तिवारी से हमारा निवेदन है, हमारे आज के विद्वान वक्ताओं का अभिनंदन करें। सबसे पहले आज के इस सत्र की अध्यक्षता के लिए हमारे बीच उपस्थित स्वामी अद्वैयानंद सरस्वती जी का पुष्प, श्रीफल, अंगवस्त्र और साहित्य भेंट कर अभिनंदन कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर आर.पी. तिवारी। स्वामिनी विद्यानंद सरस्वती। आधुनिक गुरुकुलों की स्थापना में एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण योगदान स्वामिनी जी का रहा है। हमारे बीच आज बतौर वक्ता उपस्थित हैं। शांकर वेदांत के साथ एक आध्यात्मिक विमर्श का सिलसिला उनके माध्यम से तैयार होगा। स्वामी हरि ब्रह्मेंद्रानंद तीर्थ। और स्वामी शुद्धिदानंद। आदरणीय महानुभावों, साधक विभूतियां भी मनुष्य के रूप में अवतरित होती हैं। जैसे वे किसी दरवेश की तरह दुनिया में आते हैं और अपने समय में फैले सारे कलमश को पोंछकर समता, ममता और एकता का पैगाम दे जाते हैं। एक ऐसे ही साधक, पुरुषार्थी और अदम्य जिजीविषा की जागती हुई मिसाल थे आदि शंकराचार्य। भक्ति और प्रेम में आकंठ डूबी उनकी आत्मा में जैसे हमेशा ही करुणा का जल बहता रहा। शास्त्र और सिद्धांतों की जटिल गुत्थियों के साथ ही उनकी स्वयं प्रज्ञा ने जीवन को आनंद का उत्सव माना। इसे ही परम पद की तरह हासिल किया और अपनी शरण में आए भक्तों के जीवन में एक आशीर्वाद की तरह समा गए। श्रुति कहती है कि मानव देह अनंत की यात्रा पर निकली आत्माएं हैं। तन उनका साधन, एक अस्थायी कुटिया जिसमें कुछ समय ठहर कर वो साधना करती हैं और फिर बंजारों की बस्ती की तरह अपनी बसाहट के निशान छोड़कर आगे बढ़ जाती हैं। आदि शंकराचार्य की स्मृति भी कुछ ऐसी हमारे भीतर कौंधती है और उनकी स्मृति के साथ विचार की नई कौंध हमेशा हमारे समय के अपने प्रश्नों, अपने संशयों, अपनी उलझनों से पार पाने के लिए जैसे कि एक चिराग की तरह, एक दीप शिखा की तरह हमारे साथ होती हैं। ऐसे ही दीप शिखा को अपनी तरह से फिर से प्रज्वलित करने, उसके आभा में शामिल होने की चेष्टा ही दरअसल 3 दिवसीय वैश्विक संगोष्ठी का आधार है। और हमें इस बात की प्रसन्नता है कि आज दूसरे दिन के तीनों हमारे तकनीकी सत्रों में भारतीय वनिशा के प्रतीक के रूप में हमारे बीच आमंत्रित विद्वान मौजूद हैं। हम आज के पहले सत्र की शुरुआत करना चाहेंगे और सबसे पहले आमंत्रित करना चाहेंगे आदरणीय स्वामिनी विद्यानंद सरस्वती को। स्वामिनी विद्यानंद जी गणित के विषय में स्नातक और संस्कृत विषय में स्वर्ण पदक विजेता रही हैं। आपके पिता ने आपको शोध करने के लिए प्रेरित किया और ऐसा लगता है कि उसके बाद विद्या की धुरी पर ही चलना उनको गंवारा हुआ। जैसा कि हम प्रारंभ में उनका परिचय दे चुके हैं, तमिलनाडु के गांव में 300 से भी ज़्यादा शिक्षकों को आपने प्रशिक्षित किया और वे तमाम शिक्षक आज एक आधुनिक गुरुकुल का संचालन करते हैं। 8000 से भी अधिक बच्चे उनकी शरण में हैं और लगातार सतमार्ग पर चलने के लिए एक आदर्श भविष्य तैयार करने की एक पूरी की पूरी श्रृंखलाबद्ध कड़ी उनके साथ जुड़ी हुई है। हम बहुत सम्मान के साथ स्वामिनी जी को आमंत्रित करते हैं वे आएँ और आज के विषय पर अपना मंतव्य हम सबसे साझा करें। स्वामिनी विद्यानंद सरस्वती।
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। दयाकरं दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकं प्रणमामि दयानन्दं मदाचार्यवरं परम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Forgive me for speaking in English. मेरी हिंदी इतना अच्छा नहीं है. My pranams to all the Swamijis on the dais and also those seated in the audience. Namaste and a very good morning to all of you. I'm extremely happy to be here this morning, happy to be part of this Advaita Utsav, an international conference on Advaita Vedanta organized to celebrate the genius that was Adi Shankara. Happy to see Shankara being celebrated in such a grand manner. And happy to talk about the transmission of Shankara's Advaita in contemporary spiritual traditions and in particular through Arsha Vidya institutions founded by Paramapujya Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji, a traditional teacher of Vedanta with a modern background. On 15th August 1930, in a little village, Manjakudi, near Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu, was born Natarajan, later to become a great visionary, a powerful thinker, a prolific writer, an eminent scholar, and one of the greatest teachers of Vedanta of our times. An epitome of wisdom, love, and compassion. Pujya Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Natarajan took to spiritual life in the year 1957 under the guidance of Swami Chinmayanandaji, from whom he took Sannyasa Diksha in 1962 and became Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Pujya Swamiji led a contemplative life at Rishikesh on the banks of the Ganga from 64 to 67. But still, his search for a teacher who would reconcile the issue of seeking experience after knowledge continued. In the words of Pujya Sri Swamiji himself, the study of Vedanta did not make any sense to him until he met Swami Pranavanandaji of Gudivada, Andhra Pradesh. It was from Sri Swami Pranavananda that Pujya Sri Swamiji learnt how to approach Vedanta Shastra as a pramana, means of knowledge for knowing the self. He studied Brahma Sutra and Upanishads from Sri Swami Taranandagiri of Kailas Ashram, Rishikesh. And for over 5 decades has taught Arsha Vidya, or knowledge of the rishis, to thousands of seekers all over the world. He has established many centers of learning, and prominent among them are Swami Dayananda Ashram, Rishikesh, Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, Anekatti, Coimbatore, Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, Pennsylvania, Saylorsburg in the United States, and Arsha Vijnana Gurukulam in Nagpur. These Gurukulams are replete with facilities for running 3.5-year courses in Vedanta and Sanskritam, which include the study of Prasthanatraya, the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutram, with Shankara Bhashyam. Pujya Sri Swamiji has conducted 13 such 3.5-year courses by himself and with the help of his Sishyas for about 500 students. And with his exemplary communication skills, opened the eyes of inspired aspirants to the grandeur of the vision of Vedanta. He also traveled the length and breadth of not only the country, but the globe. And wherever he went, he took this teaching with him. His contribution to the teaching tradition has been phenomenal. In an unbroken teaching lineage, Swamiji has created more than 250 sannyasi disciples who today continue to teach in different parts of the country and the globe, and also hundreds of students in Brahmacharya and Grihastha who are also sharing this vision. Swamiji has ensured the possibility of this vision being there for posterity as a remedy for the fundamental problem of a human being. Pujya Sri Swamiji's style of teaching has been simply amazing. With incomparable communication skills, using the choicest of words, making everyone feel at ease with his sense of humor, employing the most apt illustrations culled from our daily life, never losing an opportunity to emphasize that Shastra is a pramana, the only pramana for knowing the self. Pujya Swamiji has given a new life to the Sampradaya by instilling clarity on many topics like pramana, Ishvara's order, what is meant by doing action without expecting result. Moksha is not a state of experience. The relationship between Vyashti and Samashti, and so on. Perhaps the most outstanding revelation of Pujya Sri Swamiji was in presenting Ishvara as one Maha order. The Shruti indicates Ishvara as the Niyanta, but does not dwell at length on the various ramifications of the order. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad talks about the Niyati order in Akshara Brahmana. Etasya va aksharasya prashasane gargi surya chandramasau vidhrutau tishtataha iti. Under whose mandate the sun and the moon are held in their respective orbits, ityadi. And Bhashyakara Shankara also talks about it in his Bhashya to the Mundaka mantra, Yas sarvajnaha sarvavit, yasya eshaha mahima bhuvi, where he says Sarvajna Ishvara alone manifests in the form of different orders. Pujya Swamiji talks in depth about the various orders in creation. All that is here is Ishvara. And when one understands Ishvara as the one who manifests as different orders, then how is it possible for one to be away from that order? How can I be away from the presence, from the awareness of Ishvara? So with the understanding of the awareness of Ishvara's presence, I relax. You can trust the order because the order is infallible. And then I can look up on myself as very much connected to Ishvara, who is in the form of one great order. And the sense of alienation is not there for me. I am not alienated from Ishvara. So, understanding and assimilating the knowledge of Ishvara as the physical order that governs this universe, as the physiological order, as the psychological order, the cognitive order, the order of dharma that is manifest in the mind of every individual as an untaught human value, and as the very order of the law of karma. Understanding and assimilating these different orders is the key to resolving one's emotional issues and prepare oneself for absorbing the vision of oneness as unfolded by the Shastra. Swamiji's elaborate presentation of different orders has its basis in Shankara's Bhashya, in Mundaka and Brihadaranyaka. Pujya Sri Swamiji taught Shankara Bhashya and used the time-tested methodology of teaching that is handed down in the Sampradaya, which is the only method of communicating the vision of Advaita, and that is the method of Adhyaropa Apavada. Adhyaropa is presenting projecting Karanatvam, the causal status, on Brahman, the self, to account for the Jagat, the world, which we confront, which is a karya, an effect, and which desires a cause to satisfy the mind of the human being. When the Karanatvam is superimposed, there is cause-effect relationship between Brahman, which includes one's body-mind-sense complex, and Brahman. But when we start analyzing this relationship, we find that there is no karya at all. Jagat, the world, is nama rupa, name and form, word and meaning. The truth being Brahmatma. Jagat loses its karyatvam because it doesn't have an independent existence apart from the cause, Brahman. If Jagat is no more karya, Brahmatma is no more karana. And thus Brahmatma is revealed as Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. Pujya Sri Swamiji used to unfold this prakriya in such a way that you are pushed into a corner from where you cannot but see what the Shastra wants to unfold. He used the clay pot example to show the mithyatvam of the karya and the satyatvam of karana that accounts for the continued presence of the Vyavaharika world even after gaining knowledge. And he used the shell silver example and the rope snake example to the minimum, as they are more effective in pointing out the errors in perception. Pujya Sri Swamiji's uniqueness was the modernity in his teaching, because he addressed all the issues faced by a student of Vedanta today. Like, why do I need a guru? I have studied Vedanta. Now what should I do to realize the self? Aren't there many paths to self-realization? And so on. And Swamiji also used examples which are current in our days to make the teaching more effective. By saying he had a modern mind, what I meant was, he always took special care to dismiss the modern Purvapakshas, which did not exist at the time of Shankara. For example, when Shastra is not seen as a means of knowledge, the biggest stumbling block in gaining aparoksha jnanam would be to look upon Shravanam as a means to get theoretical knowledge, and then one has to do some practice of meditation to realize the self. And one is then put on this trip of experience. Swamiji left no stone unturned in driving home the truth that Shastra is a pramana, means of knowledge, the only pramana for knowing Brahmatma. How the Guru is the handler of the words of Shastra. How the knowledge gained is aparoksha, immediate, as jnanam is vastutantram, as true as the object, and pramanatantram. So, when one is exposed to Shastra Pramana, one should get direct knowledge in spite of oneself. And if one does not get the knowledge, it is due to some obstacles which have to be ascertained, and one has to resort to means that would remove the obstacles. And then what the Shastra wants to convey becomes clear. So there is absolutely no question of any anubhava or experience. Swamiji also made it very clear that a guru is necessary for gaining this knowledge. Some people say that if one has to gain the knowledge of the self, one has to look into oneself and not look out in the books or listen to words coming from outside. Shastra is no doubt external pramana, but the words of Shastra are like a mirror to see oneself. And even as I understand the meaning of the words of the Shastra, I see myself more and more clearly. One cannot know oneself by reading the books, as one has to retain one's individuality in order to read. But in listening, I surrender to the pramana and to the meaning of the words unfolded by the Guru, reveals the mithyatvam of the individuality and the satyatvam of Brahmatma as the very self. A guru is necessary, as one can never come to know oneself, because the vision of the self involves having the whole vision before one can go mantra by mantra or verse by verse. And the individual mantra or verses, their meaning can be unfolded only by one who already has the vision. So there is mutual dependence. Whereas a guru gets this teaching from his guru, who gets it from his guru, and so on. The first guru was the one who did not have to go through this process of getting the whole vision. And that can be only Lord Dakshinamurti. As Shankara always wrote in his bhashyas, Shastra Acharya Upadeshena Eva, one gains this knowledge. Another common misconception is that there are many paths for moksha, freedom. These ideas are easily spread by giving a suitable example, and students of Vedanta fall for it. If they argue that there are many paths to go to the temple at the top of a mountain, Swamiji would say, yes, that is true. But then, you can enter the temple only through one entrance. Once you reach the top, the entrance is one. So he always emphasized the point that moksha is only by gaining clarity of the vision of Vedanta. Pujya Sri Swamiji was not only a great teacher of Vedanta, he placed more importance to the study of Shankara Bhashya and the Sanskritam language. Only through the study of Shankara Bhashyam does one get thoroughness of the vision. As Shankara Bhashya is known for its prasannata, for its gambhiryam, it maintains the consistency of vision all through the discussions, with total commitment to the pramana status of the Shastra. Shankara raises doubts, so many doubts that one may not even foresee, and clears all of them. Pujya Sri Swamiji was adept in handling the Bhashya and pointing out the greatness of the Bhashya at every step, like presenting the views in brief and elaborating thereafter, quoting the right Shastra to the right measure, maintaining high standards of discussion, giving respect to other acharyas, even when their views are dismissed, and so on. For example, Shankara refers to Gautama, author of Nyaya Shastra, as Acharya in the Samanvaya Bhashya. And Mimamsakas as Shastra Tatparya Vidaha. Swamiji would simply make Shankara come alive while teaching Shankara Bhashya. Everyone will be glad to learn that the first Adi Shankaracharya award instituted by Jagadguru Shankaracharya Mahasamsthanam, Dakshinamnaya Sharada Peetam Sringeri, in 2012 was conferred on none other than Pujya Sri Swamiji. It was awarded to him in recognition of his exemplary service rendered for the sustenance and propagation of Sanatana Dharma, Advaita philosophy, the Hindu cause, and the welfare of mankind, and was presented to him at the Shankara Jayanti celebrations at Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu, by none other than Sringeri Shankaracharya, Sri Bharati Tirtha Mahaswamigal. Pujya Sri Swamiji accepted it as prasada in all humility and said that his own reverence to the Peetam is the same as that to Shankara. The Sringeri Mahaswamigal in his turn said that he is giving the award to Swami Dayananda Saraswati with a great sense of pride for his unparalleled contribution, particularly in spreading the light of Shankara Bhashya with the same love, dedication, and reverence to Adi Shankara as himself. Further, Pujya Swamiji has spread the teaching beyond the Indian shores to the whole world. He wished that it flowed perennially. And to us, the Sishyas of Pujya Swamiji, it was a matter of great joy to see the traditional Shankaracharya Peetam recognizing Swamiji's amazing contribution. Swamiji has contributed to the tradition of Advaita through his innumerable books on Prasthanatraya and various topics on Advaita. More than 60 plus titles have been published by the Arsha Vidya Research and Publication Trust, and notable among them are the Bhagavad Gita Home Study course in 9 volumes, which contains Swamiji's detailed explanation of Shankara Bhashyam, Taittiriya Upanishad with Shankara Bhashya, and Brahma Sutram, Chatussutri, with explanation of Shankara Bhashya and Ratna Prabhatika. I had the unique privilege of preparing the manuscript from Swamiji's classes on Brahma Sutram, Chatussutri, for publication, and also the opportunity to read it out to him for edits. After one particular session, he once said, "Now do you understand from where I have been teaching my whole life? It is all Shankara and only Shankara. What would I have been without Shankara?" And his eyes welled up with tears of gratitude. Indeed, what would all of us have been without Shankara? Swamiji's reverence and appreciation of Shankara was tremendous. I really wish Pujya Sri Swamiji were here today to talk about Shankara Bhashyam, which he has taught to his Sishyas in 13 3.5-year courses, spread through 5 decades, 50 years. Fortunately, today we can still listen to what he has to say about Shankara. Yes, Swamiji was a great connoisseur of music, and he has composed many songs. One of his compositions is on Shankara, and I would like all of us to listen to it to understand the reverence he had for Shankara. Before that, let me just give you the words. Shankaracharyam bhajema, Adi Shankaracharyam bhajema. May we worship Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Shiva Shankara Rupam, the incarnation of the ever auspicious Lord Shiva. Arupam, who is essentially formless. Advayanandakaram, who bestows non-dual ananda. Yativaram, Guruvaram, and one who is exalted among the sannyasis and amongst the teachers. Totakadi hrid bhavita charanam. His feet are enshrined in the hearts of disciples like Totakacharya. Viditakila Shastra Sudha Jaladhim. He is the ocean of assimilated knowledge of the Shastra. Agatita Maya Bhava Apaharam. He is the remover of samsara caused by the inconceivable Maya. Haram, Shruti Saram, Varam Varam. He is Hara himself, and he is the essence of all the Vedas. Shankaracharyam bhajema. May we worship Sri Shankaracharya. Kushagra buddhi vishesha vijnatam. He is well understood by those with a keen intellect. Isha Kenadi Bhashya Vikyatam. He is famous through his commentaries on Upanishads like Isha, Kena, etc. Vijnata Paratma Nijasva Rupam. He is one's own self, recognized as Paramatma. Nyayam. He is the one to be known. Dhyayam. He is the one who is to be meditated upon. Gayam. He is the one who is to be sung in praises. Vayam Shankaracharyam bhajema. May we worship Sri Adi Shankara.
Shankaracharya bhajema, Shankaracharya bhajema, Adi Shankaracharya bhajema, Adi कोटकादिषु भावित चरणो विदिताखिल शाश्वतसुधा जलधी कोटकादिषु भावित चरणो विदिताखिल शाश्वतसुधा जलधी कोटकादिषु भावित चरणो विदिताखिल शाश्वतसुधा जलधी अगडितमाया भवरपहार अगडितमाया भवरपहार हार सुधिसारो वारो वारो अगडितमाया भवरपहार हार सुधिसारो कुशाग्रबुद्धि विशेष विज्ञानम् कुशाग्रबुद्धि विशेष विज्ञानम् ईशकेनादिभाष्य विज्ञान विज्ञानपरत निज स्वरूप ज्ञेय ज्ञेयं ज्ञेय कुशाग्रबुद्धि विशेष विज्ञान ईशकेनादिभाष्य विज्ञान विज्ञानपरत निज स्वरूप ज्ञेयं ज्ञेयं ज्ञेय शिव शंकर रूप आरूप अद्वयन जगन यदुवरं गुरुवरं शरणजल सत्यमा भजेमा भजेमा
That's Pujya Sri Swamiji's tribute to Adi Shankara in his own words. Thank you.